Hello, everyone. You're officially welcome to Skills to Career Week 1 training. And today, I am going to be walking you through the basics of data analytics, the introduction to data analytics. So, before we proceed, I would love to say kudos for showing up today and for being here today. I want you to know this is not just you stumbling in a room, but this is an intentional decision that is made by you. A decision to stop being confused. A decision to stop watching other growth while remaining stuck. So a decision to have a tech skills in 2026 and also to land jobs with your skills. And trust me when I say you are in the right space. You are in the communities of doers where we take you from zero to skilled and to job ready data analyst. You're officially welcome once more, and we are kickstarting with introduction to data analytics. Follow me on this journey. You're going to uncover a lot, you're going to learn a lot, and you're going to know whether or not data analytics career, if it is a career you really want or not. Let's go. All right. So, what is data? Data is a collection of raw facts, figures, and records that are generated from activities. Meaning that data are raw facts that has not been processed. They are just like the evidence, the proofs that needs to now be looked into in order to extract insights. Example of data are sales transaction, customer details, website visits, survey responses, and more. Whenever you get to a supermarket and you see them documenting all your sales, all the products you buy, what are they doing? They are collecting data. Whenever you go to a bank and they're asking you to fill a form, what are they doing? They are collecting data. Whenever you visit a website and they're asking you for your mail, for your country, and what's your first name and last name, they are trying to collect a data because this is what we serve as the proofs, as the evidence, as what we give them direction on the next action to take. Do you understand? So now, but data on its own has no meaning until it is analyzed. Okay, so now what is data analytics? Data analytics is the process of examining data to discover useful information, identify patterns, and support decision making. This is now a process of bringing information from that data. We said data are raw facts, right? Now, the process of extracting insight for informed decision making is now called analytics. Do you understand? So, you as a data analyst, you are coming to uncover insight, to understand the business problem, and to bring out insights that will not be used for decision making. So data analytics answer questions and it reduces uncertainty. Are you following? Now let's continue. So we have talked about data and we have talked about data analytics. One is talking about just the raw facts that have not been processed. The other is talking about the process of now turning that data into useful information. And you, where do you come in? You are coming in as the one that is working that we now turn those data into useful information. Are you understand? I am. Do you understand? Now, data versus information versus insight. Just like I said earlier, one is raw numbers and records, the other is information, and another one is insight. I'm going to break it down for you. So now, the moment you go to a website and you want to place order, say a Jumia, and you are registering. For instance, maybe you don't have an account with them. You register your account, you give them your name, your last name, your country, your location, and all like that. What you are doing is that you are entering data to Jumia's management. What they are doing is that they are collecting data. Now, a data analyst will now come to extract insights from that data that will not be used for decisions. So now, insights are meaningful conclusions that guide decision. So After collecting all this data, a data analyst will come and say, okay, from all of this data, after performing my analysis, it is seen that the highest product demanded is from Nigeria. Like Nigeria is the demands the highest product of this particular product, as the case may be. Do you understand? So now those are insights. So to the management of Jumia, they will not see it as okay. So that means that this particular product is demanded in large quantity by Nigerians. That means that we have to supply more of this product, right? Or reach out to our what they call our vendors to supply more of this product and target it to Nigeria audiences. So now, what is now information? Information is now a processed data. So data analytics actually focus on moving from data to insights. And these are the things we are going to walk you through in the course of these 12 weeks. Then training. We're going to walk you through from the data collection to the insight to the analysis to everything you need to know, right? So now let's continue. Why does businesses need data analytics? This is a big question, right? Because there ought to be a reason why you are bring on board, and there ought to be a reason why you will be paid. So businesses, do they really need your service? The answer is big yes. And why is that? Businesses operate in a complex environment with many decisions to make daily, meaning that there are so many departments in businesses and there are so many chaos in businesses that data can unveil. Without data analytics, decision will be based on guesswork, and any businesses that operate on guesswork will not grow. You see why they need you? So now, where there are data and there is a data analyst, problem will be discovered early in business. And whenever a data analyst is there to analyze the data, to uncover the problem, is going to bring about reduction in the wastage of resources. And that is exactly the motive of every business. They want to reduce waste and they want to make more profits. So for every business who is profit oriented and is not even only profit that wants to grow, they definitely need your service as a data analyst, because you are going to help them. You're going to help them to avoid making decisions based on guesswork and also help them discover problems early in their businesses and also reduces waste in their businesses. You see why this career is one of the major in tech space, because it is evergreen, meaning it is forever relevant. Every company, every business needs that one person that will make sense of their data. And who is that one person? You, the data analyst. Now let's continue. What problems does data analytics solve? Data analytics help businesses answer questions such as why are sales increasing or declining, which customers are most profitable, and where costs are too high, which product perform best, and more like that. So now, this is talking about what problem are you coming to solve exactly? The other time I made mention of why businesses really need you. Now, what problem are you coming to solve in that business? And these are the problems of things like sales, churning of customers, that is customer leaving transactions or not buying or even generating leads without conversion. Problems of what's it called? Cost too high. You know, problems of product. The management willing to know which products are performing best, what factors are affecting performance. These are the things you are coming to solve in businesses. And trust me when I say it is not just limited to retail businesses, but every other sector, including the manufacturing sector, the health sector, the tech sector, the banking and finance. Every sector need you to help them make informed decisions, to help them solve their business problem, and to guide them not to make the wrong decision. So now, this is the best career path for anyone who is willingly or who wants to be part of a problem solver in a company. Are you following me? Now, let's continue. So now, back to the major question. Who is a data analyst? So who are you exactly being a data analyst? A data analyst is a professional who works with data to help organizations understand what is happening and why. Do you see the emphasis on why? So now, what this means is that as a data analyst, your role focuses on understanding the business problem, and drafting out business questions that will solve those business problems, then analyzing the data to extract insights that solve those business questions, and then communicate those insights clearly to stakeholders. Who are your stakeholders? These are the people that need to make use of those insights for decisions. These people could be the marketing team, could be the management team, could be the HR team, could be any department in the organization. Are you with me? So now, this is exactly what we ensure at Skills to Career. We ensure that we are building you to become a data analyst and not just someone learning the theory. We are going to walk you through this, you know, the practical aspect. This training comes with 12 weeks training and 5 weeks mentorship, meaning that after we have trained you properly, we are still going to have 5 weeks of mentorship where you are going to now niche down to a particular industry to work as a data analyst for complete 5 weeks. You see that if you are not here, you're already missing out. All right, let's continue. So now, what are the core responsibilities of a data analyst? As a data analyst, one of your major core responsibilities is to collect data from multiple sources, to clean and prepare data, to analyze data, and to build reports and present insights. Now, what does this really mean? I'll try as much as possible to explain it clearly, even though you will definitely get the concept more when you start the training itself. So now, your responsibilities is to ensure that you collect data from multiple sources. This is in two ways. In cases where you are freelancing as a data analyst, meaning that you are just working for different companies, you understand, and they are paying you as you work, majority of them already have their data. They are just bringing you on board to make sense of that data. So in most cases, you might not be the one collecting that data. But in cases where they are bringing you as a full-time employee, as a data analyst, you might be the one that will create the pipeline, the data pipeline, which is the pipeline to collect data. And what are the pipelines to collect data? There are so many of it, such like surveys, such like all these email collector, and a lot more. So in that sense, you're going to be working with different teams just to ensure that the right data are being collected. Now, the next thing is now to clean and prepare the data. This is the next step in data analytics. So, we are going to clean the data and prepare it for analysis. So, and the next thing is now to ensure that you now create a report. There is a difference between analysis and report. Analysis is the process of you extracting insights from that particular raw data. Report is now the information that these stakeholders need to act on. Are you following me? So analysis is the technical jargon that is only known to you as a data analyst, and report is now what the stakeholders understand, and that is what really matters, because what you are doing is not just meant for you. Am I communicating? So in data, right? These are the process it embodies, and these are what we are going to train you on for the period of that 12 weeks, and also the 5 weeks mentorship. So the goal of being a data analyst is not for complexity, it is for clarity, because they are paying you to help them look into their business, identify the problem, and also give solution from the data, because data doesn't lie. So you are not there to add to the problem, you are there to solve the problem. All right, let's continue. Now, what are the type of data analysis? Okay, so what are the type of data analysis? We have common type of data analysis, which include descriptive analysis, diagnostic, predictive, and prescriptive. I'm going to explain everything to you. Now, when it comes to descriptive analysis, this is the point where you make use of the available data to understand what has really happened. Do you understand? So now, in cases where you analyze a sales transaction, you will be able to uncover that, okay, so in the period of March, sales actually went down. In the period of June, a particular region actually sell more. Those are the things that has happened. based on the data. Now, the next one is now diagnostic. This is where you now uncover why it happened, and this is the point where you meet the people, the teams that are involved in these particular activities to know, okay, so why, what really happened? This is what happened here. So why, what did you do that make this happen? Sales skyrocketed in the month of December. Okay, so what did you do special that make this happen? You have already uncovered the why. So a data analyst actually, these are the types of data analysis, right? So another one is predictive analyst, and this one is talking about what may happen next. And this is where like models comes in, where you model based on this happened. So these are the probability of things that will happen next if this action is not taken. All these things are not hard though, honestly, and we are going to walk you through everything from A to Z in the course of this 12 weeks training. The other one is prescriptive analysis. This one is now talking about what action to take. Okay, this thing has happened. What is the next thing to take? Because that is even like the most important thing in data analysis. After you've uncovered what happened, the next should be what action should be taken. So the process of you uncovering what happened, why it happened, those ones are only for your work. The part that only interests the stakeholder, which is the result, it is what action to take. So if you tell them what happened, why happened, what may happen next, and you did not tell them what action to take, it's just like zero, because it's just like you are uncovering the problem, you are not giving a solution. So now this is parts, or this is major types of data analysis. Now most entry level analysts focus on descriptive and diagnostic analysis, right? So now the next thing which I will be talking on is the data analytics in real business. So now, what exactly is data analytics used in? Like, data analytics is used in what organization? And even in those organizations, what is it really about? What are they really saying? I think I've mentioned in like slides before now. What does the data analyst does, and also what problems do they solve in businesses? So this is just like a continuation of it. If you are hired as a data analyst in a retail company, what are you coming to do? You are coming to analyze their sales data and their customer behavior. Everything is still towards ensuring that they are having high sales and at the same time they are not losing customers. Because what every business is after is profit. What brings more profit? More revenue. Yes, more revenue. And what brings more revenue? More customers. So as a data analyst, you are coming to perform all of this analysis. These things are not hard, just like I said. We are going to be teaching you on how to perform analysis, on how to think like a data analyst, and even give you practical projects to work on. And that is why after the training, we are not just leaving you. We are going to still hold you accountable, hold your hand all through the real project, which will now test your data analytics skills. So now, another one is banking. Banking and finance, they also need a data analyst who is coming to analyze the transaction and manage risk. So, as a data analyst in a bank, it's actually like a different motive, but it's still the same technique. And that was why I'm saying that this is actually a vast career, and this is one of the major tech fields that you can apply in any industry. Do you understand? You can apply it in every industry because every industry has what they need a data analyst for, and they have their different data. So your own is just to apply that same knowledge to their data and bring up solutions that are tailored to their business problem. Am I communicating? So now tech companies, they're hiring you to analyze their user activities. Manufacturing companies are hiring you to analyze their production efficiency. And healthcare organizations are they hiring you to analyze their patient and service data. You will notice that it's still the same technique you're going to be using. Although it is different data, it is different problem, but it's still the same technique, starting from understanding the business problem to business question, to cleaning and preparing the data, to analysis, to insight, to report, to communication. These are structured learning that we are going to walk you through in the course of this training. And that was why I keep emphasizing that if you are sure you want to start a career in data analytics with clarity, this is the best platform for you. Now, let's continue. How does data flows in business? So, data is generated through daily activities. Data is stored in a system or database. So now this one is talking about how does data flow, meaning that how does data happens, and we have talked about it earlier that data are collected And there are various ways to collect data. And that was why I made mention of survey, I made mention of forms, filling of forms in banking, I made mention of visiting of websites and entering information into it. Those businesses are collecting data that will now shape their decisions. So data are stored in systems or database. In large organizations such as Microsoft, they store their data in databases because database can accommodate lots of data. You as the analyst is coming to clean the data and extract insights from the data. So by now you should understand what the data analyst does and you should understand the day in the life of the data analyst in a particular company with everything I've been saying. So analysis will now be performed after cleaning the data. Do you understand? Analysis will be performed and insights will be extracted and reports will be built for stakeholders who will now need it to guide their decisions. Did you see the flow? You see, I'm actually like mentioning the same thing from my past, from what I've said earlier. So it's still the same flow. Do you understand? So now, as a data analyst, we are going to be walking you through this flow because we are not just giving you a theoretical knowledge. We want you to land job with those skills. And that is why we're going to walk you through the structured learning, give you a structured learning and guide you every step of the way. Just to ensure that you don't just have the theoretical knowledge, but have the practical skills. Right? So now, when I'm talking about database, it's actually like a storage for large data. And this is where one of the major tools for extracting data in databases is SQL. SQL is a tool in data analysis. I'm still coming there actually, tools in data analysis. So let's continue. So now the next thing is tools used in data analytics. What are the tools used in data analytics? You see, this part is very important because I see most aspiring data analysts make mistakes here. They go ahead and learn irrelevant tools. Some even learn 25, 10, 20 tools at once, which eventually will even yield more confusion. So I'm going to talk about this clearly. The common tools that are used in data analysis include number one, spreadsheets for analysis and reporting. Spreadsheet is talking about Microsoft Excel or Google Sheets as the case may be. So now this is where you actually, get your data landed on in most cases, right? Microsoft Excel has the capacity to accommodate so much rows and columns, and that is where you perform your analysis. Same thing goes to Google Sheets, and this is what we're going to be teaching you, even right from this class, right? We're going to be teaching you how to use Google Sheets to collect data, right? How to use Google Sheets to enter data and how to perform analysis using it. Same thing goes to Microsoft Excel. Microsoft Excel is a major tool that every analyst must be skilled in, must know how to use. This is a tool that is used in data analysis, just like in maybe you having a skills, maybe like a bricklayer, just like a bricklayer needs what's that thing they used to pack sand and their shovels and everything in order to, and their knives, to get the work done. A data analyst also need a tool to get the work done. It is one thing to have the tools, it is another thing to have the knowledge on how to put that tools into use. Can you see where we are coming from? And this is one thing most people actually lost, like they miss it. So now, spreadsheet is Microsoft Excel, and we have Google Sheet as well. Then we have visualization tools. Visualization tools, that is where Power BI comes in. These ones are used for visualization. I'm going to explain. After you've prepped your analysis, you've cleaned your data, you've performed your analysis, the next thing is to visualize it in a dashboard. Dashboard is like a mini report where which contains the summarization of the insights in a way that it is clear to a layman. Just like I said, the people that will need these your results from the analysis is not tech people like you. They are people who are just after whose interests are just after the development in their businesses. So you have to speak their language. So now dashboard is in a dashboard you have different charts. You have pie charts, donut charts, what's it called? bar charts, column charts, tables, map charts, and lot of it, because this will help you to visualize the data in a way that it will be easy to be read by a layman. And this also have a tactics in it, right? Because it is not just about visualization, it is even about understanding how to tell your story, because this visualization is also known as data storytelling. Knowing how to tell your story is another thing that you need to be learned, that needed to be learned. And this is exactly what we're going to be training you also in the 12 piece training. You see why majority actually like start learning and they never finish, even get stuck, is because they never get guidance on walking them through this particular route. Because it's never just all about getting different videos on YouTube. It's about following the structured learning and getting the cheats, the logic behind every concept and every tools. So I've talked about spreadsheets. I've talked about visualization. So the next thing is now querying tools, and that is where SQL comes in. So for the spreadsheet, I said Microsoft Excel. For the visualization, I said Power BI. We have other visualization tools as well, like Tableau. But we are going to be taking your Power BI because it is more easy for beginners, right? And it is even like vastly used. The third one is SQL. SQL is a query language. We use it to extract information from the database storage. You know, I made mention of database storage. Are you following? I hope you guys are following these things, right? I made mention of database storage, and that is where large numbers of data are stored. Now, SQL is now what is used to like extract this data, and you can also use this query language to perform analysis as well. So these are the things we're going to be working you through in this 17 weeks training and mentorship. You see why you must not miss out on it. Alright, let's continue. So, as a data analyst, these are the tools that will support your work. The thinking, your thinking is what drives the analysis. But you see, these tools is what helps you to get that particular insight, results. I'm not even call it insight, I'll call it just results, because insight and everything comes from your what? From your thinking in data analysis, like how your logical thinking. Do you understand? So now let's continue. What are the skills? Oh my god. Like this was what I even wanted to say, right? So now, what are the skills that a data analyst need? You know, we talked about tools. Tools is different from skills. Tools are what will help you achieve that result, just like the way I explained with the bricklayer that you need your shovel and hoe. But the skills, which is how to now build, how to, those ones are what they are skills. Number one skills a data analyst needs is analytical skills, problem solving, understanding numbers and patterns, attention to details, and communication skills. Oh my god. You cannot get these skills just by learning on YouTube. I repeat, you cannot get these skills just by learning on YouTube. You need a guidance and structured learning to be able to get these skills. Why? Because every learning experience must not just be theories. And for we as skills to career, we are not just going to be giving you theories, right? It will be practical. And it is these practicals that shapes all these skills, that shapes your analytical thinking. Do you understand? It's going to shape your problem solving skills and more. And aside from the 12 weeks training, just like I said, it comes with a 5 weeks mentorship, and that is where the real thing is. Because after training, right, you are not going to come to the field and apply those skills. Do you understand? So now, as a data analyst, attention to details is very, very important. Communication skills is very, very important, and that is why every of our students, after they are done with their training and mentorship, we do what we call global presentation. And global presentation is where you now present your work that you have been working on for that 5 weeks. You present it to stakeholders who are coming as what? As the people who needed your service in the first place. So just to ensure that we enhance your communication skills, just like I said, we are skills to career. We are not just training you, we are building you to become job ready. Now, let's continue. So, what are the career paths in data analytics? So, we have so many career paths in data analytics. We have data analyst, we have business analyst, we have reporting analyst, and a lot more. So, what really makes this thing different is that as a data analyst, you're just like generic, and that's like the starting point. So, later, you might not choose to now want to niche down to business analyst, and being that you're going to learn more, because in business analysis, data is just a fragment. We have other analysis that are done in order to solve business problems. But data analysis is the foundation, and it is what you are going to transfer. It is that skills that are going to transfer to other career paths. Now let's continue. What are the industries that uses data analytics? Hmm. This is where, let me rephrase that, the industries that hire data analysts. Every industry, I repeat, every industries in the world need a data analyst. You see why I say this is actually a career path that will never stop being relevant? Because as companies continue to grow, they will need a what? A strategic solutions. They will need data to guide them in their decisions. And who will make sense of that data? You, the data analyst, will make sense of that data. So now data analytics is used in finance and banking, in healthcare, technology, retail, manufacturing, consulting. Wherever data exists, analytics is needed. Wherever data exists, you, the analyst, will be hired. Do you understand? Now, so the next thing here is, how does data analytics create values? Now, I've said quite a lot of things on who you are as a data analyst, how they need your values in an organization. So now this is just saying, what are the values you bring to businesses or to an organization? Number one is improving efficiency. As a data analyst, you are coming to improve the efficiency of the organization, to ensure that insights are guided by data, to ensure that nothing is done just by intuition or just by guesswork to now lead to wastage of resources. So you are reducing the waste that will have come from making just irrational decisions. Do you understand? You are increasing the revenue because identifying the business problem early is what will automatically bring about increase the revenue and even reducing of waste. Using your analysis skills to uncover issues with customer journeys, with sales being low and all. Every solution you profile is increasing revenue. You are coming to enhance customer experiences, to support strategic decision, and a lot more. So, as a data analyst, right, you are adding values in all areas in a business. Organization relies on analytics to stay competitive, and you see why you will always be relevant. Now, let's continue. Data analytics as a career. So, just like I said earlier, that this is one of the major career in tech that the skills is transferable. And this is one of the major career in tech that is demanded across all industries in the world, and there is a lot of career growth opportunities. Why do you think that in every job description you're going to see something like must have Microsoft package skills, must have knowledge in Microsoft package? What are they saying? They are saying you also have to be analytical. You have to also have Microsoft Excel skills, which is part of the tools you use in data analysis. So now, I've talked about so many things from the start. Why, what is data analytics, your role, how you are relevant in a business, and lots more. So, and now, where we are all that, well, where I am diving towards is that to let you see that this is a career path that will forever be relevant, and this is a career path with higher opportunities for those who have interest in solving business problems, for those who have interest in working with different teams to to build a data pipeline, for those who have interest in being the major person driving the business growth. Do you understand? And let me tell you, in a career path like this, there is money, there is growth, there is opportunities. So now I'm going to leave you with the word that this is actually a career path that will forever be relevant. And we, as Skills to Career, we are going to walk you through every step of the way to ensure that you do not just learn, but you are confident in that skills, right? So now, what is the next thing? The next thing from here is to ensure that you watch this video again to fully understand the concept. And also, you have been added to your respective groups. So you are expected to do your assignments and also to submit before the deadline. Emphasis on submit before the deadline. All right, thank you so much for staying to this time. See you in the next class.